Hey, good morning everybody. So I wanted to show you how to do the marbling for your colored clays and how to roll out a slab with those. So I have 3 colors of clay. I have some that's just our plain clay, so just the white. And I've already kind of divided those up into these little ugly pinch pots. Like this took me like literally like 30 seconds. So I'm also gonna use some blue and I'm gonna use some black. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna chunk off a bit of the blue, make a really hideous pinch pot, like 30 seconds, boom. And then, oh gosh, I already have clay all over my fingers. I'm just gonna wipe it on my apron because that's why I wear an apron. But you, especially if you're using lighter clays, you don't necessarily want to get this clay and the other clay like in your package. So I've got some black. So I'm just making another hideous pinch pot, boink. And then I'm just gonna kind of layer it. So you can do it in whatever order you want. I'm gonna do some like really thin ones. And then I've got my kind of thicker ones down there, but I'm just gonna kind of just add in some layering. So here we go. I got that. I'm gonna add in that. And then we'll just add this one on top. Boink. All right, so now I wanna make sure that my colored clay stays wrapped up because I want this to stay, I want it to stay good, right? Because it's kind of on the spendy side. So now I have a bunch of different layers. If you wedge it just a little bit, like we're just wedging, like I'm just wedging like regular. I like to do a spiral wedge. You want to do a little bit and then kind of check it, because if you go crazy with the wedging, then you can actually end up like getting rid of all your fabulous marbling. Like if you wedge too much, it just becomes one solid color. So I have my little wire. I'm gonna cut it open and see, even just that little teeny bit, I wedged like 5 times and now it's already kind of marbly. But I think I want a little bit more, so I'm gonna stick it back together and I'm gonna wedge it just a couple more times. Cause like the outside doesn't really look like anything. Like this looks like nothing. But that inside was already starting to marble. So since I know the inside's already starting to marble, I'm gonna go ahead and flatten this out because I wanna roll out a slab, but I'm gonna leave it crazy thick. So look at how thick this slab is, okay? This slab right now, it doesn't even hardly count as a slab, but look at this. This sucker's like chunky, right? You don't wanna get it too skinny yet. You want it to be chunky, because what I'm gonna do is, since it's still like an inch, so you want it like an inch, 2 inch thick, right? Because the outside doesn't look like much, but the inside, when I go to cut it in half, when I go like this and I cut it in half, the inside is already super marbly, right? And I want to be able to see the marble. So let me bring this over so you can see, right? I want to be able to see this, okay? So if I do too much more, it's gonna start blending in. I mean, I could do a little bit if I wanted to, but I think I'm happy with the way this looks. So I'm actually gonna put marbled side down and then marbled side up. And I'm just gonna kind of like layer these. Now, if you end up with some air bubbles, that's fine. You just gotta pop them with the needle tool. But I'm gonna go ahead, and since I left it super chunky, I could cut that middle. If I had already rolled it out into a slab, there's no way. Like, I'm not gonna be able to thinly equally slice a 1/4 inch stick. Like, it's just not, it's not happening. I'm not gonna be able to do it. So I'm gonna start in the middle, roll away from myself, and then I'm gonna flip it, start in the middle, roll away from myself. Now, if I want it to be, like, I'm gonna make a bowl with this, so if I want it to be more round than long and skinny, instead of always rolling it to make it longer this way, I'm gonna rotate it. So that way I'm gonna start in the middle again and roll away from myself. but now it's already starting to be more kind of round, right? So I'm gonna keep doing that. If it starts to get like square, you can adjust where you're trying to roll. But since you already kind of have that marbling showing, it's just gonna get like whiter, right? Okay. And like I said, it's up to, it's personal choice, like how much marbling you, like how tight your marbling you want it to be. It's up to you, okay? So if you're like, oh, Missy, you didn't marble it enough, that's fine. You can marble yours more, it's fine. Okay, so keep rolling until when you very freshly flip it and it is balanced on the sticks, that it doesn't move anymore. Just check it, make sure you're good. I'm gonna do it one more time. Okay, it didn't move. So now I know that my slab is flat and I have this beautiful marbled slab that I can make into something. So at this point, I could make a tumbler, I could make, you know, a crazy shape, I could make a teapot, I could make a bowl, but save your scraps. These scraps, they have the colorant in them, absolutely cannot get mixed in with the clay to be recycled, okay? This has to go in a separate spot, because if this gets into our main clay, then we're not gonna have any regular clay anymore, okay? So have fun, make it amazing. Remember, like 1 to 2 inch thick to cut it open, right? Flip it over. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, only wedge it a little bit. All right, thanks everybody. Have fun experimenting.